Hey guys, I'm Patrick Tatton. So I have been procrastinating. Whew, have I been procrastinating this video? Just talking in general. I don't know, talking to the camera, I just tell myself, what on earth am I going to say? And even if I find the words, how on earth am I going to come up with another one and another one, another one? And then so I started making some videos and they were all forced and smiley and they just weren't a lot of fun to watch or listen to. So then I just started thinking, what do I really want to say on this platform or to people in general? Why did I start doing this type of work, working with chainsaws and a lathe? And I moved to Los Angeles a long time ago, over 20 years ago, to become an actor. And I had some early success, and then I had some early challenges and adversity. And the years started adding up, and my sense of self started being fashioned by what I was and was not doing in life, the things that I felt I was failing at. And then COVID happened in 2019, and I took a giant step back and looked at my life. And I quarantined on a friend's farm and at my parents' house, which is in the remote rural area of Massachusetts. And I wanted to be useful and helpful and just kind of engage the world. So there were some chainsaws and tools available. There were trees that needed to get cut down. So I just, for a lack of anything else to do, I just started getting to work. And I started realizing how much healing I needed to do. I don't know if anybody else resonates with this, maybe in a major metropolitan area, but it's really easy to get into survival mode, which is what I was in for almost 20 years, waiting tables, bartending. Now, there is solace and satisfaction to be found in being of service to others and uplifting others and talking and chatting and bringing food and drink and a special experience to families and friends. But it's definitely not what I wanted to do with my life. And as the years started to accumulate, I just didn't see a way beyond that into what my hopes and dreams had been when I first came to the city, and they seemed to be further and further away. So being out there in the woods with those machines and the smell and the smoke and the gas oil mixture and how it just hit you, I just felt for the first time in a long time, something wasn't this far away, forlorn task that was out of my reach. I could just do what was in front of me. And I felt my muscles and my body start to really engage more so than I ever could at the gym. And there was something satisfying and visceral about having work, doing it, and taking up space in the world, and standing back and looking at what you've done in a day's work and feeling proud of it. Not that it was going to get cleared away into the trash. Somebody else is going to sit down, you're going to do the whole thing again. Waiting tables and bartending are great, and you get some cash right in your hand, and that there's something to be said for that. But you don't have a finished product that takes up space in the world. Even as an actor, and a lot of times as a musician, you work and you practice and you practice and you work and you go in and there's a performative moment in front of your peers or a decision maker, and then it's over. Even if it's filmed, a lot of times it's lost into the ether. And for the first time in my life, after I started doing chainsaw work, and that led to looking at a piece of wood and saying, oh, I wonder if I could, turn that into something interesting. And that led to making chess pieces and the satisfaction of chessboards and chess sets and sculpting and accumulating the tools and going on YouTube and finding creators, learning about epoxy, getting more tools, taking notes, comparing. Then I booked a commercial. Then I booked another commercial, both as woodworkers. So then I started to say, there's something to be said for creating your own life and your own materials and your own knowledge, not asking permission. I started to feel like things are really possible. It's hard to know what to say, but I hope that this resonates with some people on here. I also was filming myself, by the way. A lot of these, uh, during quarantine, I just started taking video of pretty much everything, on an old iPhone 6, 6 Plus, excuse me. And I was not happy with what I saw a lot of times. I was fixing a weed cutter, and the moments of frustration that I saw in myself were just these unhealed parts of myself, fractured parts of myself. And I realized just how much frustration I had, how much power I had given to others or external circumstances, and how much I really had started to believe that the potential for my own success and satisfaction in the world was in other people's hands. And once I pleased this group of people, then I could move to this group of people and have this amount of money, and then I could finally feel proud of myself. But life doesn't work that way. And I have now found my place in the world. I'm still learning, but I know what I can do. I have my tools. I have the lathe. When I found the lathe, I'll tell you, I grew up, my grandfather was a carpenter, and I was no stranger to table saw and chainsaws and circular saw and woodworking tools, but no one ever used a lathe. And I was hesitant to do it myself, and I was making chess pieces using a mini belt sander and a knife and just whittling them. And finally I splurged and got myself a lathe, and it got me, the immediate satisfaction of it. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm still learning all the things that you can do years later, and I'm sure I have much more to learn. But anybody that's out there that is thinking of getting into woodworking, I definitely recommend getting a mini lathe and some safety gear, maybe just a mask and some goggles, and definitely a respirator, and just go to work with some simple chisels. It's not that much of a financial investment, and you will feel the satisfaction of it. Especially green wood. It's nothing better than carving green wood, and the feeling of it's like a piece of butter that just yields to the creative impulse. But I don't know. I didn't really have a plan for this video. I just knew that I had to get it out, start talking, and hope that maybe it resonates with some people. Leave a comment. I'm not going to say like, comment, subscribe, but just leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because there are a lot of us out there that are just trying to find a place and worrying, or if I make something, is it good? Is someone going to see it? That was the other thing too. I grew up with the expectation that you're going to go to college. The trades are not for you. Building trades are not for you. And I suppose there's something to be said for that, because tools back when I was growing up were even more dangerous than they are now. Power tools, woodworking tools. Now they're still dangerous, but there's a saw stop that's been invented, and you could get by using the most dangerous tools and still have a relative buffer of safety. So yeah, I think in my younger years, in my teens and early 20s, I probably did not have the mental disposition and fortitude and maturity to be a craftsman and be safe about it. But I'm learning. The man that I'm becoming is able to step back and take a mature aspect of things, and yeah, really enjoy it, really find the pleasure in it. So I hope you found some content on the channel that's interesting. I realize that a lot of my videos and a lot of the woodworking, I just don't lead with an introductory video, because I don't know, I find solace in my work. I find privacy. I find quiet. Usually I don't listen to music or have any noise of any kind other than the noise of the tools. So I feel like it's my duty, my responsibility to impart and bring some of that quiet and solace to the videos without a lot of preamble and pre-roll. But it's nice to engage you guys a little bit too. I hope that you find the content interesting and enjoyable, and I plan to put some longer, more engaging videos as far as woodworking are concerned. I'm working on this big chess set now. It's almost done. I still have to do the horses, so that's a big, long, kind of loud excursion, but they get finished on the lathe as well. So I'll show you the set when it's done. That should be in a couple weeks, if not sooner. And yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, I'll see you guys later.